Good morning. Good morning. I have been stuck in traffic for literally, 8:32-ish and no, 7:32-ish and it's 8:13. So I'm late, but if you're watching the replay, you don't even know that because you're watching the hashtag replay. So I just took the extra time in my car to pray. I prayed for you. I prayed for this time. I want you to know that my words come not calculated in the sense that I plan what I'm going to say word for word, but instead that I recognize how much words have power, how much weight they hold, how much is in the tongue, right? There is life and there is death in the tongue. And so I just took the time to just pray over just this time and what would be said and how it would be received and what you would hear. Because this morning, I'm in this vein, right? I'm staying right here. If you didn't listen to last week's 2 lives, I'm gonna kind of plant here for a minute. Because today I want to talk about how God, the creator of all, the living God, who has all power, finds you a treasure. Finds you a treasure. Now, I want to go in the Old Testament. I'm in Exodus 19. It says, "Now therefore, if you will indeed obey my voice and keep my covenant, then you shall be a special treasure to me." This is him speaking, God, the living God, Yahweh, "above all people. For all the earth is mine." Do you see that? He has all choice. Everything is his. He has made all things. He can speak and it is done. He does speak and it is done. And here he is speaking over you that you are his special treasure. "And you shall be to me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation." He sees you as a special treasure. I just want you to sit with that. Can you look in the mirror, look in your eyes, and truly grasp that you are a special treasure? Can you really receive that? Can you really allow for that to plant deep into who you are? Can you take that on as your identity? You are a special treasure. If you are a child of God, now mind you, we are all creations of his. He has created all things. In him is life. Let's just wait a minute. Let me just pause right here. Sunday night, Pastor Matt Scott was here at the North Georgia Revival. And y'all, I was about to jump out of my seat. He talked about fullness. He talked about how we as believers are living so below what we have access to. When he came to give us life and life in abundance, fullness of which we have access to, of which we can obtain, of which he has given us, and all we have to do is receive the gift, open it, and go forth. Y'all, I was about to jump out of my seat. Fullness. Can you grasp this morning? And listen, right here in the Old Testament, you got to realize, not only did he just save this entire nation, pulling them out of bondage and slavery, but just near that happening, just beyond that occurrence, they started grumbling and complaining, murmuring and spouting off. And so that should be encouraging to you and I. Maybe you find yourself in a season of grumbling and complaining. Maybe you find yourself in a season where you can't find much good to celebrate. First of all, let him turn your season into joy, dancing, all the things, right? But in this season, maybe you found yourself murmuring and complaining, grumbling and spouting off. Recognize that even still, now while we should change that, okay, let's not settle for that lifestyle. While we should change that, even still, the creator of all, the God of everything, the living God who has power to speak and it happens suddenly and it changes. He sees you as a treasure. So much so that in the Old Testament with this grumbling, murmuring people, good morning, Diana, he wanted to tabernacle with them. He wanted to be with them. He is love and God must love. God is love and love must love. And so he is looking at this grumbling people and he's saying, I've chosen you. I've set you apart. I've called you higher, even though they weren't acting in that high state. He called them unto himself and said, I want to tabernacle with you. You are my special treasure. And so today, I pray that this would sink into the core of who we are. That we would take on an identity that says, I am a treasure. I am his most special treasure. I believe it's Proverbs that talks about you are the apple of his eye. Can you, seriously, can you receive that, hold that, and allow for that to become a part of you? I think most of us can't. So that's my challenge to you today. To walk knowing that you are his special treasure. The God who has access to everything. The God who can speak and it happens, it is done, it is so. You are his most special treasure.